invincible.
Time for brand tax. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who gets it done? We're late about each other. It's Joey Rainey. It's Andrew Bound coming to the stripe. Stone Colby's right there with them. Checkered flag is out. Who gets it done? It's a photo finish for Brand Tax coming to the line.
It's going to push. I don't know. This is going to be a photo finish.
Oh, Stone Colby taking the checkered flag to the inside. Who's it going to be? It's a photo finish. Give it to Brendan Burt. Conquers Watkins Glen. Gets turned across the line.
Thank you for joining us, folks. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's a pleasure. Sebring does not hide its history beneath fresh asphalt. Every bump, concrete seam, and surface change remains part of the challenge. And tonight, the MX-5 field will feel every single one of them. Apex Motor Club, presented by West Coast Sim Racing, arrives at Sebring for a contest built around momentum, patience, and mechanical grip. This former airfield circuit offers long straights for drafting, heavy braking zones for overtaking, and technical sections where one small mistake can compromise several corners. In the MX-5, drivers cannot rely on horsepower to repair a poor exit. They must keep the car balanced across Sebring's uneven pavement, preserve speed through the faster corners, and position themselves carefully before committing to a pass. The draft will keep the field connected, but the bumps can make every braking zone unpredictable. Sebring has tested generations of drivers and machines, and its demanding character remains unchanged. Tonight, it becomes the next proving ground for Apex Motor Club and West Coast Sim Racing. The field is assembled, the concrete is waiting, and another close quarters MX-5 fight is ready to begin. This is Apex Motor Club, presented by West Coast Sim Racing. At Sebring International, let's go racing. Welcome in, folks. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned around this 3.6 mile circuit around the heart of Sebring in Florida. Quick keys to the race for you. 1, control the car over the bumps. Duh. Number 2, protect momentum through the technical sections. 3, maximize the exit onto the Ullman Straight out of Le Mans. And time the draft and passing attempts with care. That being said, let's take a look at the championship points before we get too far into the qualifying session. So far, it's Fletcher leading the Colby train of Nico, then Slater with 41 apiece. Then Brandon Birch, 1 point adrift. Luke Cantor trailing Birch by 8 points. Then we have Stone Colby, Josh Hunter, Joe Rainey, Connor Cunningham, Jensen McKelkey, Josh Farrer, Darren Colby, Eddie Yakeen, Warren Johnson, Diego Valderrama, Jason Holcomb, David Ramirez, and Jacob Ballin rounding out the 18 fighters for the MX-5 Fight Night. Taking a look at the 11, make that 12 drivers stacked up for the West Coast Sim Racing and Apex Motor Club Fight Night. We take a look at Brandon Birch now, pilot of that number 36. Go on board with Birch. Let's take a look at his run. Coming out of Gurney Bend down towards the hairpin. On board with Birch in the Mazda MX-5. He gets a little bit of oversteer, to say the least, coming out of the hairpin onto the Fangio chicane. Right now, 410's down, but the slipstream from the car up ahead could really help Birch out on his run to a provisional pole. Let's see what he can do right now. As Birch tackles the curbs, he's going to get help from the 52 up the road. That's going to be Stone Colby. Helping hand from the overstockvehicles.com machine. Dips out of the way to help Birch out completely. Going into the final sector, will it be enough time? Taking a look at the qualifying ticker, he is going green through the final sector. Is it enough time at the end of the session? No, it's not. Brandon Birch, 2:24.86 last time by. He will improve, but not by enough. Luke Cantor into provisional pole, though. Crosses the line. He'll get it done and dusted just in the nick of time. As the session concludes, we'll take a look at our starting order and the results from qualifying here in just a minute. Waiting for the session to conclude before we can pull up the unofficial results from the practice, or from the qualifying session, excuse me. Barney waves that flag furiously, though, to finish out the session. Waiting for the session to officially tick over. There we go. Luke Cantor, Joe Rainey, and Lincoln Fox trail by just a tenth apiece. Then Brandon Birch, Stone Colby, Warren Johnson, Josh Hunter, Jensen McKelkey, Connor Cunningham, Virgil Kakdak, Jacob Bolland, Diego Valderrama round out the 12 fighters tonight, folks. And let's take a look at our starting grid for MX-5 Fight Night. It'll be Cantor and Joe Rainey on that first row here at Sebring. And Lincoln Fox and Brandon Birch on the second. Starting in third will be Stone Colby and Warren Johnson. On the fourth row is going to be Josh Hunter and Jensen McKelkey. Row number 5, Fast and Furious for Connor Cunningham and Virgil Kakdak. Sixth row for Jacob Bolland and Diego Valderrama. On board with Cantor as he bombs and weaves behind the pace car. Trying to generate as much heat as he can in these tires. Coming out of turn 1, we come through the slight kink before we get down to turn 2. Turn 2 turns into a quick right hook before we get down to turn 3. And we get set up for Gurney Bend. Gurney Bend is a long, lazy right-hander that keeps the drivers begging for more because it is fast and flowy. And it leads into one of the heaviest braking zones on the track, the hairpin corner. Got to be smooth to avoid lockups here. And then it leads you down into the Fangio chicane. Onto the Fangio chicane, we go rolling behind the pace car. It's the 18 of Cantor that leads us. And in case anybody was wondering, the same thing that I was just scratching my head about is, where is Jeremy Fletcher, our championship leader? He said he wasn't going to miss a race, but here he is missing one, unfortunately. Out of the Fangio chicane into Cunningham corner. Through Collier curve. The tower turn. Now out of tower turn, you come down the Flying Fortress straight. The hook here left is called Bishop Bend. Flick it back right into Gandivin Bend. Flick it back left. And then you get to Lamont Curve. One of the most important corners on the track to get right because it leads down to the Ullman Straight, the longest straight away on the racetrack. Races will definitely be won or lost coming down the Ullman Straight, as the draft will play a huge part in this one. coming out of the final corner for the first time. But behind the pace car, the drivers will get squared up 2 by 2. It'll be green, green, green in the air by Barney the Flagman as we go racing. The drivers all fan out 3 abreast, even 4 abreast as we get ready for turn 1. It will be Joe Rainey to lead the charge right now because he's in front of Luke Cantor. How long will this hold on to? We'll stay 3 abreast coming out of turn number 1. And in the background, it's going to be Virgil Kakdak, Jacob Bolland, and Diego Valderrama, all going wheel to wheel in the backfield. Here's a 66 of Valderrama, getting moves done on Kakdak and Jacob Bolland. But the battle up front for the lead remains just as fierce as the 36 chases down the 17. Feel like Steve Birch and I are going to have a bit of deja vu. It was a bit of a different race without the Colby train, Mr. Birch. I feel like we're going to have a different race without Fletcher to lead the pack. Speaking of leading the pack, Joe Rainey right now is the one doing so, but here comes the 81 of Josh Hunter on Jensen McKelkey, who seems a little submissive in that battle between the duo. Battle between Joe Rainey, Birch, and Luke Cantor has definitely not settled down, not in the slightest. The Apex Motor Club badged machine definitely has a lot of work to do to catch up to the Rainey Homes racing machine. But the number 17 is well equipped to handle the challenge tonight. He's done a ton of laps around this track in real life and in the simulator, so what can he do? But Birch looks to the inside line coming into Sunset Bend. What can he do from way downtown? He gets fully alongside on the entrance. Joe Rainey gets a little bit loose, gets it back in collected, tries to park it in front of Stone Colby. Stone Colby finds his way up to the front. Brendan Birch gets a little bit loose as well coming out of Sunset Bend. He did not manage the key to the race, settling over the bumps very well as Joe Rainey falls back into third. Stone Colby up into first. On the here and now, things have become inverted for some drivers, but became positive gains for others. Stone Colby leads Cantor, Joe Rainey, then Josh Hunter. Birch, where have you gone down to? All the way to 6th place on the positive run no longer for Birch. Cantor challenges for the lead by Stone Colby's admission. He says, no, thank you, sir. That'll be mine to hold on to. Here we go. 2 by out of the Fangio chicane in the background. Stone Colby leads Cantor, but Joe Rainey and Josh Hunter go wheel to wheel through Fangio all the way down to the next hairpin. At Collier Curve, it'll be Stone Colby to snap back in front of Cantor, the number 18 driver. Little tidbit of information. Did you know that Cunningham Corner was actually named after Connor T. Cunningham? The more you know. Joe Rainey falls back to P6 on his charge. He has a couple of drivers that are ready to take advantage of his slip, trip, and fall. And that's going to be Jensen McKelkey on the inside run coming through Le Mans. This is going to challenge them both coming onto the Ullman straight. Will Warren Johnson take advantage of their side-by-side bout? I bet he's just licking his lips waiting for the opportunity. On board with Johnson, looking forward at the 17. Gives a little kiss to the car in front, trying to help him out a little bit with some overspeed. Warren Johnson working that wheel really aggressively right now. Warren Johnson leaves a little bit of racing room on the inside line. Should Lincoln Fox decide to go for a move, but Cantor's off. Cantor's off at turn 1. Let's see what happened here to Luke Cantor. Was he pushed or did he jump all on his own? Looks like a little bit of contact between himself and the 52 here. And he just tries to catch that drift with oversteer, but oversteers a little too much, and I think he'll collect the tire barrier after that. So a race-ending damage there for Luke Cantor. Birch back up into P2. Sits behind Stone Colby, the 52, who might have a little bit of damage from the earlier contact with Cantor. Looking on board with Birch, or through the rear view of Birch at Josh Hunter. And Joe Rainey lurking on as well. You can see him peek his nose out, trying to find some clean air from Josh Hunter. And now he's going to tuck into the slipstream behind Hunter. Birch gets a great exit. How's it looking forward? He's gaining momentum on Stone Colby. Gap opens up. It's Slinky's back apart. Coming through turn 17. If you weren't aware of the history behind one of the most legendary and unforgiving circuits in all of motorsports, This surface is a mix of old concrete and asphalt, and it has significant bumps in areas like turn 1, 7, and 17, Sunset Bend. The reason why you'll find these big changes in elevation, or these bumps, or these giant concrete blocks that were placed in the ground to form these patches of runway back in World War II, they found that the base of the runway would be laid down with gravel, and on top of that, which they could lay these concrete blocks. It would be the quickest and most efficient way to get the drivers onto the get the pilots onto the airfield by pouring the concrete slabs in prefabbed forms and then bringing them over to the airfield. It prevented them from doing a lot of work. So, thus the airfield was built with concrete blocks that were placed in the ground, and thus the concrete blocks have settled themselves over the years and therefore have created this undulation that we know and love here at Sebring. Because of this, the drivers have often exclaimed to never repave Sebring, although the proposition has been thrown up many a times. Sebring remains true to its nature and characteristics by remaining unpaved. Here comes Birch on Colby, the battle for the lead. He said draft was going to play an importance coming down the Ullman Straight. Here is the importance being showed in form. Here comes Birch on Colby. Gets the move done. Colby has to go a little bit wide. and Josh Hunter trails in. Side by side between Colby and Josh Hunter, though. Coming in towards turn one, who's going to come out on top? Will it be Colby or Hunter? Gives a little bit of love to Birch. And I'm sure Birch was not complicit in that lovemaking scenario. Here comes Hunter again with a little bit more love to give. Birch leaves a little bit more racing room this time. Mounts the sausage to avoid any argy-bargy elbows out racing for Josh Hunter. Able to do so just narrowly, though, stays out in front of Hunter for now. Big asterisk over the for now because look who it is. It's Jensen McKelkey and Joe Rainey in the background, ready to do anything that they can to get back into the front of this one. Only 11 minutes underway for this race. We've been running very long laps. Best laps around have been the 225s so far. Kelke tries to open up that can of worms. Joe Rainey says no thank you. He goes a little defensive on Kelke to avoid that. Let's check out Cantor and Valderrama here as they go wheel to wheel. Valderrama trying to defend back Cantor on his recovery drive. Cantor back up into P11. Coming down the Ullman straight, Birch leads Hunter, then Colby and Joe Rainey. Birch, not necessarily the fastest driver over the last 5, but has gotten moves where he needs, and that's not looking good for Rainey as he clatters with the barriers coming out of 17. Birch a little defensive, tries to give a little bit of work to Josh Hunter by having him battle it out with Stone Colby. Here comes Hunter through. Or is he now, as Colby finds his way up into P2, Hunter down into 3rd. Joe Rainey in 4th, lurking on. Battle in the background between Cactac, Luke Cantor, and Jacob Bolland is definitely alive because there's Bolland 3/10 back from Cactac, and then now Cunningham right up the road around 12 seconds in front of Luke Cantor. Nice little switchback there from Luke. Tries to get it planted on Cactac, but Cactac says no thank you, sir. Not here, not now. No, thank you, Sam. I do not like green eggs with ham. Take a look back over to the lead here. It's Birch, Colby, and Hunter. Hunter giving a little bit of help to Stone. On the nose of Hunter, who makes a leap of faith dive on the 52 there. That'll be Hunter fighting all the way up into 1st. What a move from Josh Hunter at Sunset Bend. Everybody fans out coming into turn one. Birch tries to get a switchback engaged. Will it be to no avail? Let's take a look backwards from Hunter's rear view. Little bump there. Bump and run from the 52. That's all it took to throw him off his mark. Here's the look from Josh Hunter's nose now. On board with Hunter. Battling it out with Birch, who's on the outside line. Big squeeze given on the outside. They're three abreast. Going into the Fangio chicane, excuse me. Will be Josh Hunter defending Stone Colby, then Brandon Birch, 2x2. I hope this never ends. Welcome in, Joshua Smith. You just came in the nick of time as Brandon Birch is involved in a big one. And Jensen McKelkey, I think, involved in that one. And are we seeing a bit of competition caution come out? No, absolutely not. The drivers still duke it out. Joe Rainey, Stone Colby, Warren Johnson finds his way up into fourth in front of Lincoln Fox and Connor Cunningham. So what exactly happened to Birch here? Oh, does he get clipped by the 41? Oh, man. Oh, man. And then what a recovery from the 52. Swing it back around, collects the 17 though, but they'll all get through okay. It will be the 36 of Birch getting the worst of it. Back over to the race action. Josh Hunter leads by 1.9 seconds. Joe Rainey in a little bit of trouble, has Stone Colby with him. The 48 behind Lincoln Fox. He's looking onward to, who is that? Brandon Birch in the number 36, who's recovered already to P5. Warren Johnson trying to duke it out. What can Johnson do against a guy like Brandon Birch, a heavyweight hitter? Taking a look at Birch right now. Here we go. Gonna be four abreast nearly. Coming into turn 17, the drivers definitely thought a better of that idea, as here comes McKelkey. Looking back at Lincoln Fox, looking forward, there's another opponent. Let's look at Joe Rainey because he's about to get some love from the number 52 going into the braking zone of turn 1. A little bit of a leap of faith there. And more pushes from the 52 into the braking zones. Heavy is the hand. Nose to tail between Rainey and Colby. How long is this bout gonna last? Between them, nose to tail. They're just absolutely trying everything they can to catch up to Josh Hunter. Let's take a look at the lap times again. Hunter on lap 8 was 0.2 quicker. But on this lap, it might all come undone as we're about to hit the halfway point of this race. So next time by, we might get the safety car out. Connor Cunningham in the 502 with a net gain that's pretty tonight. He's up 4 on his positive gain. And look at the field all bunched up again. Here we go, ready to go racing one more time. Josh Hunter backs up the pack here at West Coast Sim Racing. The field waits on for Valderrama to catch up. Josh Hunter controls the field again into the restart. Maybe a bit unwanted help, Mr. Birch. Maybe a bit unwanted help, but no harm, no foul. He's back into the mix, into the top 5 at this point, where he reached the half point of the race. Field's back bunched up, and it's anybody's ball game. Ready to take the start one more time. Green flag is in the air, and it's Joe Rainey and Josh Hunter. This time around, Rainey's feeling like it's deja vu. Coming through turn number 1, it'll be 3 abreast for most of the field, but settling down as we approach turn number 2. Joe Rainey, Josh Hunter, then Stone Colby, Luke Cantor, Connor Cunningham, Warren Johnson, Lincoln Fox, Jensen McKelkey, Diego Valderrama, Jacob Ballin. Brandon Birch tries to threaten at the hairpin, but the vehiclebuyers.com machine has Stone Colby to help him out right now. Birch trails Hunter, then Joe Rainey in the lead of this one for now. And again, we apply those asterisks with the for now portion of it, because anything can happen in motorsports, and it typically does. Especially here at West Coast Sim Racing MX-5 Fight Night. Hunter uses the inside line on Joe Rainey to get an advantage. Birch pushes along Hunter. The 52 of Colby pushes along Joe Rainey in their 2x2 spread. Hunter challenges for the lead in front of Joe Rainey at turn 2. Rainey snaps back before turn 3 and gets back ahead for the number 17. Long way back for Connor T. Cunningham to make peaks like that, but let's see if it works out. He'll look at Jensen McKelkey, but not get the move solidified yet. 52 of Stone Colby lies in the middle of a battleground right now in 5th place. Sandwich between Cantor and McKelkey, around 2/10 to the front and 2/10 to the back. Joe Rainey, no help here. Into Sunset Bend, but he gets a huge drift all on his own, but he catches it somehow. That's going to threaten his run all the way down to the first corner. Three wide coming into turn one goes wrong, and a handful of cars are collected. Joe Rainey being included, Jensen McKelkey, Cantor, Stone Colby, and look who that is, Diego Valderrama ready to pick up the pieces. Stone Colby and Valderrama alongside each other, coming down to the hairpin turn. Side by side, they have a synchronized drift, and they're able to keep it collected. But Diego Valderrama and Jensen McKelkey probably have different opinions on who's deserving of the higher position. Jensen McKelkey manages to mount the curve and almost gets by the duo before we get down to Cunningham Corner. Whoa, and a big touch there. I think that was Joe Rainey into the back of, or was that Joe Rainey? That was Joe Rainey, possibly into the back of Luke Cantor. Up ahead now, Birch inherits the lead of this one, but still has Hunter and Lincoln Fox out of nowhere back up into third. Take a look at the timeline here from Lincoln Fox, because he's had a roller coaster ride. There it is. A low of P8 with the high of P3 at this point in time. Lot of fighting going on tonight for sure. Between the first three, it's Birch, Hunter, and Fox. In the background of turn one, though, it's Joe Rainey sandwiched between Jensen McKelkey, Jacob Bolland, Stone Colby, and Luke Cantor. Two different battles going on at the same time. Not on the same piece of tarmac, though, thankfully. As we head into the final 10 minutes of the race, we'll have just 4 laps remaining. Oh no, what's happened between Stone Colby and Jensen McKelkey? See what happened here for the West Coast Sim Racing AK Esports replay. And they're going to come side by side. Whoa, and just goes a little too wide for the 52. Not sure who's to blame there. Slater saying Birch doing the Jeremy Fletcher special right now. What's that? Bunching up the field? Letting them duke it out amongst themselves? I wonder where he could have learned that lesson from. Lincoln Fox looking for his podium tonight. Trying to determine what nationality flag that is from Lincoln Fox. Let's take a look. The Palestinian flag from Lincoln Fox. Good to know. Good to know, Lincoln Fox. Jensen McKelkey. Jensen McKelkey running in P10 has Colby right up the road, so I wonder who you guys are cheering for in the YouTube chat. Let's take a look up here as Josh Hunter still trailing Brandon Birch. Coming into Cunningham corner, for which Connor Cunningham was so aptly named. Or was the corner named after Connor? I think the corner was named after Connor, of course. In his honor, I believe. Don't fact check me on that. Don't fact check me on that, Mr. Birch. Just take my word for it as part of the history lesson today. And the trio separated by a blanket of around half a second. Further back, Connor Cunningham, what can you do? Or can you hold on to provisional P4? Interesting indeed, Joshua Smith. Interesting indeed. The facts don't lie. The facts don't lie. Have I ever led you astray, Joshua Smith? I would never lead you astray, baby bird. Nose to tail between Birch and Josh Hunter. Let's take a look at the gearbox of Birch and looking onward at Josh Hunter. A little bit of a kiss there from Hunter. I expect to see a last lap lunge with a little bit of the Jeremy Fletcher special that we saw at St. Petersburg. Everybody, I think, remembers that on Slater Colby. Or was it Stone Colby? I think it was Slater. No, it was Stone. It was Stone in the 52. Late on the brakes. What is going on in the YouTube chat? What? Is there a parrot in my YouTube chat? Who do I need to ban? 36 leads the 81. Then Jensen McKelkey leads or chases down Stone Colby. But Jacob Bolland, not too shabby of a run tonight for Bolland. Let's hear it for Jacob Bolland tonight. Up 3 positions on his positive gain. And just as I say that, Jacob Bolland goes ahead and throws away 2 positions for free to make me look like a fool. Thank you, thank you, Jacob Bolland. Josh Hunter now looks onward. Final 5. Working that wheel as little as possible to try to keep the car planted without overheating the tires. Lincoln Fox stays within striking distance, but too far back on this occasion to do anything about the battle for the lead. Here we go, going on to the final 2 laps, folks. Throw out your predictions in chat. Who of the top 3 is going to come out on top? Joshua Smith, I think it's because Bolland might be watching the stream. I genuinely think that happens to be the case. Why people get the commentator's curse is because they have the stream on in the background, and then they hear their name, their ears perk up, and here comes Lincoln Fox on Josh Hunter. And then they go off the track. It's as simple as that. Josh Hunter and Birch possibly. And Birch goes all the way back down. The 48 hugs the inside wall. Lincoln Fox goes up into P1. Can Birch snap back with the overdrive coming out of 17? Barney is waving the white flag for us. Birch knows this one isn't over yet. Lincoln Fox in the lead. Birch holding on to second desperately. Number 81, Josh Hunter in third. Take a look at the lap times briefly. Birch, the fastest of the trio. But not that last lap around, he wasn't. Lincoln Fox leads by a country mile now. Coming into the Cunningham corner. Connor Cunningham nowhere to be seen here at Cunningham corner. It's all up to Lincoln Fox, Brandon Birch, and Josh Hunter. What can the Palestinian driver do for his inaugural win here at West Coast Sim Racing versus Apex Motor Club? Can he claim victory tonight? The 48, the 36, then the 81. Battles to the line. Here we go. Final corner for the final time. It will be Lincoln Fox up ahead, but to the line it'll be a drag. Birch is there. He's too far back to make anything happen for P1, but he will come home in P2. Josh Hunter in third. Connor Cunningham coming home in 4th. Warren Johnson in 5th. Luke Cantor recovers into 6th. Joe Rainey in 7th. Stone Colby, Valderrama, Jacob Bolland, and Virgil Kakdak finishing things out for us. Here comes Bolland, and then Kakdak across the line to finish out the session. Taking a look at the results, it was Lincoln Fox with 2 laps led that took the victory at the end of the evening. Brandon Birch, then Josh Hunter in 3rd. Connor Cunningham in 4th, Warren Johnson in 5th, Cantor in 6th, Joe Rainey in 7th, Stone Colby, Valderrama in 9th, Jacob Bolland in 10th, Kakdak in 11th, Jensen McKelkey in 12th. Hard Charger award goes out to Connor Cunningham. Most lap led goes to Brandon Birch, Joe Rainey, and Luke Cantor with the pole position. Let's go ahead and talk to our drivers and see how they fared tonight. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and talk to the driver that came in 3rd, and that will be Josh Hunter. Josh Hunter, you had a great drive tonight, but it just wasn't enough for the likes of Lincoln Fox and Brandon Birch, but still a hell of a drive with 4 positions gained on the evening. How does it feel at the end of the night?
It feels pretty good. As usual, qualifying is my practice, so I wasn't sure how it would do. So I'm pretty happy with where I ended up, even though I kind of lost in the last turn, the last lap, but it was fun.
And you led us there for a couple of laps. Did you know that the writing was on the wall with Lincoln Fox coming from a long way back?
Eventually something was going to happen, especially with the draft being so strong with these cars. So rather just keep it safe than wreck all of us out and do something stupid.
Speaking of big wrecks, there was a big one out there tonight. You were able to avoid it. How did you manage to do that?
There was a few of them. Saw the blue car. I thought he was going to cut in front of me, so I kind of just stayed back. Then there was another one in turn 1 on the restart. That was
yeah.
cool. Luckily, I avoided that, so I'm happy about that.
Now, Josh Hunter on the podium, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank?
Oh, just you and Warren and everyone else that's involved with this league. It's a lot of fun place to be.
Right on, Josh. Thank you very much for supporting West Coast Sim Racing. Have a great night, my friend, and stay safe out there.
Thank you, too.
Next up, we're going to talk to Brandon Birch tonight. Brandon Birch was able to gain 2 positions on the evening and find his way up onto P2. Brandon Birch, Mr. Birch was cheering you on all night long. How did it feel to be in the lead of the race for so many laps, but for unfortunately it to fall through your fingertips?
Yeah, no, that's a fun track. I mean, the draft is wild. So honestly, I didn't want to be in the front, especially towards the end there. Josh was bumping me. We were trying to get away, but draft is too strong there. You can't really get away. So, and then that spin ended up, my tires were a little shredded after that. So at the end of it, I was really trying to hold on. Like Josh said, I was trying not to make a move to clean everybody out. So when Lincoln got by, I was like, all right, this will be fine. I'll draft up past him again, but I couldn't get back to his bumper. So he was ripping. It was a good race.
Yeah, he was definitely ripping, especially on that last lap. It was a tremendous drive from Lincoln Fox, one of the newcomers to the championship. Although I think we'll find out that Lincoln Fox isn't so new to the championship. Well, either way, Brandon Birch, how do you feel with P2? And is there anybody you want to shout out or thank?
Yeah. Always, as always, you for broadcasting, Warren for the league, vehiclebuyers.com, JFR Esports, Dad and Steck in the chat watching. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brandon Birch, for supporting West Coast Sim Racing. Have a great night and stay safe out there.
See ya.
Last but not least, I think we have Lincoln Fox in the broadcast booth with us. How is it going, Lincoln?
No Lincoln tonight.
No
I
Lincoln
don't know.
tonight.
I don't think he knows, but that's okay. He had a good win. That was a great win for him.
So is Lincoln Fox actually Jeremy Fletcher or no?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not me. I'm in a hotel bed.
Oh,
He's just here.
fantastic.
He's just hanging out.
Oh, thank you. I'm in bed with Jeremy Fletcher. How romantic. Well, let's move swiftly on to Warren Johnson, since we don't have Lincoln Fox to
No, I
round
want to
things
hear
out.
more about that. I want to hear more about that.
More about After Dark with Jeremy Fletcher. Jeremy
Yeah, there you
Fletcher
go.
joins us in the booth from his hotel room. Jeremy Fletcher, After Dark. How does it feel to be in the broadcast booth?
Yeah, he just left. He knew what was coming. Jeez. No, that
Gotta
was a
get
great
in-
race. That was fun, man. That was a good one.
That was a good one. And I think this was a good track for a recipe for success because the drafting was so powerful. But also some of the drivers complained about at tracks like Daytona where the track gave too much draft. So what's the difference there, Warren? And as a driver, what's the rub between the two?
Well, there's more turns in Sebring.
True.
There's a lot more turns. It's a proper racetrack, I think. Not half of a NASCAR oval. It's a great track. It really is. Every time we race here, it's a good race. And it's one of those tracks. I do good here, I guess, in the Mazdas for some reason. I had a good night. More thanks to a lot of the faster guys not being there, but I still think I probably had the best result I could have tonight. So that was fun. That was a great race. Congrats to Lincoln and Brandon and Josh on their podiums. That was a great effort by them, and especially to Lincoln, man, dude. He was the first half of the race. He was bumping me, like bump drafting me, helping me get up there, and my dumbass mistakes. And then he'd catch right back up and bump me. He wouldn't pass me until I'm like, hey, man, I appreciate it, but you're faster. Go ahead, man. So he took that win. That's a very impressive win from him. He was racing everyone up there really cleanly, and he knows what he's doing, and he got the win for it. That's how you get it done here.
Absolutely. I think it was a good showcase of how to get it done. But as we said early on in the broadcast, once we recognized that a couple of the Colbys were missing, that we were still missing Jeremy Fletcher, the race definitely had a different momentum to it tonight, didn't it?
Oh yeah. It's different. When you have half the top 10 out of the race, it totally changes everything.
Yeah.
So you get some unfamiliar faces up there fighting for a podium, and that's cool. I mean, I love that. I don't love that a lot of the friends aren't here, but I love to see some of the guys that aren't usually up there or fighting up there to be up there. And so, that goes with,
Joe Rainey as well was fighting up there for a win for more than half the race. I mean, holy smokes. Talk about drivers that had a chance to win it.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to do the interviews. He hates being in the spotlight. And I'm like, no, push that motherfucker to a win right now, immediately. But he won't do it. But no, he's a great racer. We love to see him do good. There's a lot to learn from Joe Rainey. He has a wealth of knowledge in racing.
Oh, I'm sure between his real life experience at Sebring and his simulator life at Sebring, he's probably got thousands of miles around this racetrack.
This is the first track he ever raced this car at for MX-5
wow.
Cup. Yeah, so he I don't know if it was for the IMSA series, but I know this is where he got his first race or an experience drive in this car was on this track. So he knows this place well. He knows this car really well. So yeah, there's a lot to learn from Joe. He's been a great support of this league for a long time, and we don't talk about him enough in the interview, man. We got to give it up for Joe, for real. He's a great guy in this league. He's been around basically since the start of this league. Yeah, he has been. He's been here since our first season. So it's good to have him here. But anyways, have a good day or night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Sagar, thanks for the broadcast. Thanks to all the members that are racing week in, week out, and all the fans. Love to see you guys here, and we'll get you more action tomorrow. Where are we at tomorrow? Let's take a look at that. Where are we going? I know we're in GT3. We're going to be at Fuji, and it's going to be a little wet. So be prepared for that one, and we'll see you then.
See you then, folks. Thank you very much, Warren Johnson. Have a great night and stay safe out there.
You as well.
Take care. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's always been a pleasure to bring you from green to checkered flag. On behalf of West Coast Sim Racing, on behalf of AK Esports, I've been your host, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag around Sebring. We've been through the keys of the race. We've been through the event. And now it's time to say au revoir. Have a great night, everybody. And most importantly, stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.